KSCA, the new FM 101.9. I'm Miralee Kelly, the Jayhawks. And Danny Tate is in the music hall today with us, along with his band, who you may have heard sort of chinging and strumming along with the Jayhawks. I'll introduce you to the band in a minute. First, I want to give some background on my guest. L.A. resident Danny Tate, a guy with roots in Texas and Arkansas, and a guy with a long and diverse songwriting resume. Jeff Healey, Leonard Skinner, among those who have recorded Danny Tate songs. Also this Australian guy or group, Diesel, Johnny Diesel, and a gospel singer, Russ Taff. The second album of Danny's, which just came out, by the way, Nobody's Perfect, was produced by Pete Anderson. Now, Pete himself has been a guest here in our music hall, so it's kind of like what comes around goes around. And since I'm name-dropping, Danny, would you be so kind as to introduce your band to us?
Sure. On guitar, we have Danny Johnson. On drums, we got Chris Ross. On violin and mandolin, we have Eric Gorfain. And on bass, we got Jamie Carter.
And we got you, Danny Tate, singing.
Right on.
Why don't we just launch right into it with a song and we'll chat afterwards.
Okay, this is the one you all know. It's called Dreamin'. Doctor, would you check my vision? Tell me if I'm going blind. Take a good look inside my head, 'cause I think I might be losing my mind. No need to put me under, 'cause I'm already under a spell. The only thing I still wonder is if I did it all by myself. I remember her saying she loved me, but I might have been talking in my sleep. Dreaming, I must have been dreaming about her. Dreaming, I must have been dreaming about her love. But I saw it in living color. Man, I could have swore it was real. Wrapping her arms around my body and the way that she made me feel. Was it my imagination running away with me? Or just a beautiful inspiration that only a fool might see? Well, I guess I should have known better, baby, than believing that it might come true. Dreaming, I must have been dreaming about her. Dreaming, I must have been dreaming about her love, sweet love. Dreaming. Well, I guess I should have known better, baby, than believing that it might come true. Doctor, won't you check my vision? Tell me if I'm going blind. Take a good look inside my head, 'cause I think I might be losing my mind. Go ahead and tell me I'm crazy. Tie me up and lock me away. 'Cause if I tried to prove what that woman could do, I think I know what you're gonna say. Dreaming, I must have been dreaming about her. Dreaming, I must have been dreaming about her love. Dreaming, must have been dreaming about her. Dreaming, must have been dreaming about her love, sweet love. Dreaming, dreaming, I thought I was dreaming. All right.
Danny Tate is with us in the music hall. Now, I mentioned that you have some southern roots, and some of us geographically challenged types might think that any place other than New York or L.A. is the South. So I heard that when you moved to Nashville for a while, you didn't feel that you fit in, but, you know, how come?
Well, I mean, Nashville is the center of country music, and even though there is
country influence to what I do. I think that what the boundaries that I wanted to explore musically, I found myself a bit limited being in Nashville. And when I came to Los Angeles, I found an audience and an atmosphere that was more receptive and wide open, and it kind of gave me room to spread my wings and fly.
What do you think? What do you think makes it more receptive in LA? Because I would think maybe there's more uptight industry people here.
Well, yeah, you do have that, but I think that because you've got probably some of the most eccentric and far-out people that come from every town across the country to come to Los Angeles to pursue their dream, that you probably can't stretch it too far and stretch it beyond what somebody else is stretching it. You know what I mean?
So you have stretched and spread your wings, and here you are. I know you've also, I mentioned you did a lot of songwriting before you made your own albums. Now, I don't know as a songwriter how much control you have over who ends up with your songs, but can you explain this gospel connection?
Oh, that's a good one. You know, actually, I didn't write that song as a gospel song. It was a song called Winds of Change that I wrote with Danny Wilde, who's in the Rembrandts. And we wrote that several years ago, and this artist, Russ Taff, was actually from Arkansas also, and they were going to try to cross him over, I think, to the rock and roll pop world, and so they decided to use this song, Winds of Change, as the song to do it because it had sort of a a positive message to it, and I think it didn't compromise where he was coming from. And Russ and I knew Russ when I was in high school doing gospel music myself. We used to play the same flatbed trailer trucks in Walmart parking lots throughout southern Arkansas, and then he went on to have his gospel fame.
Now, what is gospel music? I just think of people in some church somewhere, kind of with a sort of a rock and roll beat, but what exactly is that?
There's a lot of dimensions to gospel music. I mean, I grew up in the Baptist church, which was more your kind of white bread gospel music, but fortunately I got exposed to a lot of, I grew up in a town that was half black, half white, and so we all were integrated, and we got a chance to kind of experience each other's worlds, and I know that had a good influence on me. And, you've got the contemporary Christian thing that's going on today, which I guess it's some sort of form of gospel. But just like in pop music, you got different branches of gospel music and how it feels.
Now, were your churches segregated? I mean, I'm so ignorant of the South.
Yes, they were, especially, I guess, early on. I think that people have become a lot more open-minded, and I think a lot of times the South, especially in Hollywood and in movies and in television, sort of gets stereotyped. And to tell you the truth, I find that there is a real understanding there, I think, between the races that I would love to see happen here in Los Angeles. So, there.
Well, you're the guy to do it. You can, all it takes is a song sometimes. Yeah. What are you going to play for us now, Danny Tate?
Well, we're going to do this song called "The Other Road." That's off the record "Nobody's Perfect."
People come and people go. They crowd the streets in search of love and gold. So when I move, I have a code. Just travel lightly down the other road. Sometimes narrow, sometimes wide. I may be late, but time is on my side. It might be long, it might be slow, but I'll always get there down the other road. Wait for me out by the cottonwood grove. Lay with me there till the wild wind blows away. take away this heavy load. Freeway's backing up, so here I go down the other road. Here I go down the other road. Here I go down the other road.
Danny Tate in the music hall with us with a bunch of other people too. You wrote that song with Danny Wilde of the Rembrandts, an LA-based group, right?
Mm-hmm.
Is your group here? Is everybody from LA?
Yes, they are. We are now, anyway. I know Danny Johnson, the guitar player. He's from about 90 miles from where I grew up, Shreveport, Louisiana. I'm from a little town called Camden, Arkansas. And listen, tell Mimi I'm from Arkansas instead of Alabama. I know that she knows that.
Well, see what I said? When we think of the South and states that start with the A, they're all the same. Because I had the impression that you were all on the road. Your bass player was saying something about having like van problems.
Oh yeah, he broke his key off in the door to his van right before we came over here. So if there are any key locksmiths out there, give us a call here at KSCA.
We're on the road today, Ron.
Yeah,
we're on the road today for sure.
So are you a touring band at this point, or is that something in your future?
Well, we have been playing around the Southern California area, and there are plans for us to tour across the United States also, and hopefully the world.
Well, wonderful. We look forward to that.
Thank you.
And the album, again, is called Nobody's Perfect. This is Virgin Records, right?
That's right.
Make sure I get that straight. Not Alabama Virgin,
Yeah.
just Virgin Records. Danny Tate has been our guest this afternoon in the Music Hall. Thanks for spending time with us.
Thanks for having me.